talk just a little bit about how our money supports the larger church. So as Methodists, we're connected to other churches throughout our region via the Mountain Sky Conference, and then we're connected to the church's worldwide ministries through the national or general church. So we support the conference by our 10% tithe that we send the conference and have been doing for a number of years. And then the conference in the past years has asked us to pay an additional 3% of our income to support their commitments to the national church, to the general church. They've, I don't want to get into this detail much, but they've changed slightly how they calculate our share of the conference's share of the national church's support. So it's a little less than 3% now, about 2.6%. But in any event, the main thing that they've changed this year is that we now can, as a church and or as individuals, decide what parts of the national church we want to support. So the general church or the national church has 7 funds that we can support, and then there's one that I'll talk about at the end. So these funds, in short, are the World Service Fund, which actually is 50% of the total, and the Book of Discipline considers this the most important fund to support, because this basically supports most of the both national and international missions of the church. Primarily, this fund supports the General Board on Global Ministries, which is the organization that runs UMCOR, the United Methodist Committee on Relief, that supports so many. I'm sure there will be an UMCOR appeal for the catastrophe in Beirut. So the the General Board of Global Ministries, supported through this World Service Fund, provides the support for that activity. So there's that fund. There's a Ministerial Education Fund, which supports the Methodist seminaries throughout the country. There's an Episcopal Fund that supports bishops and their staff and retired bishops. There's a Black College Fund, which supports the 11 traditionally or historically Black colleges that were founded and are still supported by the Methodist Church. There's a General Administration Fund, which does what that sounds like. There's a fund to support Africa University, which is a United Methodist University in Zimbabwe that has students come from all countries in sub-Saharan Africa. There's an interdenominational cooperation fund, which supports our ecumenical activities with other Christian denominations. And then finally, there's a Western Jurisdiction Fund. So the Methodist Church in the United States is grouped together by annual conferences, and annual conferences are grouped into jurisdictions. There's 5 in the United States. We're in the Western Jurisdiction, which covers basically the Mountain Sky Conference and everything to the west of us, including Hawaii, Alaska, and Pacific Islands. And this jurisdiction basically provides support to the annual conferences and meets every 4 years to elect bishops and our regional representatives to these national boards and agencies. So there's more information in the epistle that I wrote about this that has links to each of these funds. And I will be continuing to provide more information about the funds. And if you want to support either now, or if you read about these funds and or information I provide in the future, you can write a check to the church, send it to Martha with a memo line note about this is for the Black College Fund, the Africa University Fund, the World Service Fund, etc. So that's all I have for now, but do look to the epistle for more information and to links to the Methodist Church websites on each of these.